Hello YouTube, this is Santos representing Neo Overlay Network
Brian.
and we're here to show you my True Draco deck profile.
True Draco, huh?
Yeah, crusty True Draco. When I started building this deck, around last year on October when everything was at 3. I like the fact that you can only have a few monsters and be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And also have no extra deck. It was really viable, it was cheap, and that's what made me wanted to coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Wanted to play because I thought that was really interesting and I never saw that before coming back to Yu-Gi-Oh! So without further ado, let me just get started. I run one Dino Knight, the True Draco Fighter. If you don't know by now, his effect is that you contribute a continuous spell, a trap to tribute summon him. And he also has another effect of quick effect. You could, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you could add a True Draco or True King card to your hand or activate, and it has to be a trap. So I run one of him. I don't know if the ban list comes and they bring him back to 3, it'll bring more consistency, but let's just find out what happens, right? So I run one of him.
Do you want him back or no?
I would like to have him back at 3 just to have more consistency and able to search or like have more body presence in the deck.
No, for sure. Because we know Demise got hit.
And, Demise and.
Do you think he would kind of help, like, I guess, not help? I guess. Do you think it'll help the deck not be so slow? I guess.
Yeah, it would. Because you just want to see more monsters in your hand, or like you have at least one of the True Draco monsters in your hand while you go first to start setting your board up. And I run 3 Ignis. He like True Draco, the Dynamite. You could tribute summon him using a continuous spell or trap, and he also has the quick effect of when your opponent monster activates a card or effect and responds quick effect. You could add a continuous True Draco or True King spell from your deck to your hand, or either activate it. So I run 3 of him just to maximize the names, and I run 3 Majesty Maiden. Again, just for the name of the True Draco names, I run 3 of her. She has the same effect. You could tribute summon her using a spell, a trap, and quick effect. She could, she lets you add a True Draco monster. So it could be either of them. So that's what you usually use her. So she's not too bad. And when I made this deck, I wanted to go first or second. I just run 2 Inspector Borders, not 3, because you don't really want to see multiples. You just want to see them if they make you go first, and if not, like later games when you just don't have monsters on the field, you just want to normal summon him and stall. That's what True Draco is doing right now, just to stall and outgrind your opponent as much as you can. And he just negates monster effects, and yeah, so 2 of him. And I run 1 Dino Wrestler Pranktops because sometimes, obviously, True Draco has a lot of spells and traps, and you will just want to see a monster. So you could just if you go second, you could just summon him, and then his quick effect, you contribute a Dino Wrestler to destroy a monster or a card on the field. So yeah, I use them for both offense and defensively. And I run 1 Terraforming to search out the gigantic diagram at 1. This lets you destroy a card to add a True Draco, or lets you destroy a card from your hand or face up field, or just in your field, and add any True Draco or True King card to your hand. So you will often search what you need, a trap spell or a monster. So just 1, and I run 2 Mystic Mind. That's why I run 2 because I don't want to have 3 and open up with multiples if I go first. I would like to see this later in game when I draw it. So that's why I want to go second. I would like to activate this and try to stall and grind out. And yeah, just 2 because you don't want to open up with 3. Yeah, and I run 3 True Draco Heritage. This card lets you during your main phase of a True Draco or a spell, trap, or a monster gets destroyed, you could draw equal to the amount of what was destroyed. So it just lets you draw. And this other effect of True Draco Heritage is that after it immediately resolves, you could tribute summon a True Draco or True King from your hand. So it lets you tribute summon them as well. So you run 3, and if it leaves the field from your face up from the field trap and spell zone to the graveyard, it could destroy spell a trap. So it has that too.
So like that's the thing with Draco. People think it's just like set a lot of back row, play a lot of floodgates, but it's like very combo based when it wants to be, right?
Yeah, kind of. When you have the resources in your hand, yeah.
I see.
So I run 3 Disciple of the True Draco Phoenix. This is, like I said, to outgrind your opponent, because when you have all the spells or some traps in your graveyard, you could target 3, add them back to your deck, and draw 1 card. And it has the same effect of True Draco Heritage of when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, it could destroy a spell and trap, and after the effect immediately resolves, you could tribute summon a True King or True Draco from your hand. So yeah, you just run 3 just to draw, and then I just run 1 card of Demise.
Oh man, so how do you feel about this? Did it kill the deck entirely, or did it just make you guys have to change the way you play?
Yeah, you gotta change the way they play. I mean, people run Polar Duality. I just run 1, because if you run Polar Duality and you play online or play in person, sometimes if you run 2 Polar Duality, you open up with a lot, and then it really doesn't help you that much. And you want to make space with other cards, as you can see in my build. That's pretty much why I run Polar Duality.
Do you like not having your opponent know what you're playing?
Yeah,
that's the thing that a lot of people don't like about it. Like, you're giving up information more than anything.
So I just run just 1, and if you don't know, if you have no cards, you could add up to 3 cards or draw up to 3. But you gotta discard them at the end of the turn. Send them to the graveyard at the end of the turn, and you cannot special summon. But with True Dracos, you don't special summon; you tribute summon. So you bypass that.
Oh man, so broken.
And then I run 2 Monarch Stormfront, just 2, because if you run 3, there's always times that you'll open up multiple, and then if you run 1, let's say your opponent goes first, this lets you tribute summon a monster using a monster your opponent controls. So you will try to do that and try to use a monster that is very valuable to your opponent, whatever is a threat to you, and just use it to tribute summon one of your True Draco monsters. So it's somewhat of a removal in a sense, And I run 2 because you want to see it often, and if not, that's why you run 2. So when you use Carter's Demise, you will add it and then do things, And so I just run 2, and then I run 3 Call by the Graves, because I don't want them to ash me or pretty much ash me to search one of my spells or traps, and or certain monsters that are in the graveyard and they have one in the field, like multiple copies. You could just call by the grave their effects and negate their face up on the field. So it just has it's very it does more things than just
Does it offer more versatility? For you than any hand trap at some point?
And then I don't run hand traps because I don't know, I feel like it could be dead in your hand sometimes depending what hand trap, and you could interrupt during your opponent's turn, but that's just one less card you could have had in your hand, to see another of your combo pieces or main cards that you would want to see in your hand.
I see. So you're trying to get deeper into the deck.
Instead of just having a hand trap that will maybe interrupt, and sometimes Eldritch or Emancipators, you could use 1 or 2 interruptions, and that doesn't really matter to them, So
you can play through quite a bit.
And then it's
So you value having board presence and just being able to play more than. I see.
And I run 1 True King because it's just the 1/0. The True King returns lets you special summon a True King or True Draco from your deck. I mean, not from the graveyard, and special summon it in defense mode. And after second effect is after it resolves, you could tribute summon one of your True Dracos from your hand. And if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, it destroys a monster from the field. So it has a removal effect too. And what we like to do, and I run 3 True Draco Apocalypse. This same thing. The traps have that ability when they're sent to the field to the graveyard, it destroys a monster. And this first, a primary effect is that if you could destroy a True King or True Draco card, and it has the attack of all opponent monster currently on the field.
That's not targeting, huh?
Yeah, it's not targeting. It's all the cards, all face-up monsters. So it's not targeting. It just all of them. What your opponent currently controls. So what I would like to do is, if I have these two active and a monster active out there, turning my opponent's turn, I will just bring out someone in defense mode. And then if you're gonna try to attack, I'll use True Draco Apocalypse to destroy the one that I just brought from the graveyard, and their attacks are all have. And keep on doing that, just to stall and attack, and just grind it up. That's what it really is. Mostly what Trick Draco tries to do, if it could get to that point. So I run 3 of that, and then I run 3 Marks Erupt plus the skill drain, because you don't mind if your monsters effects are negated, and then Marks Erupts. If you tribute summon a monster and you have no cards in your extra deck, which I don't, it negates all face-up monsters on the field except tribute summon monsters. So yeah, like they will.
So this card's pretty much like another 3 copies of skill drain.
Yeah, in a sense, because that's why I run these. 4, you could say, yeah.
Dang.
So just to grind and because you don't really mind if your effects is negated. So
I see.
Yeah. And then you could always, if you really need it, you could always tribute this card and tribute summon one of your, Ignis or whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they also have another use besides just being a floodgate.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So now, and then I run 3. They're going to be 1s because again floodgate. So they don't if I go against a combo deck or any deck specifically, they can't special summon more than 2 of their same types. So it's good. And I could always, if I need more power present, I could always tribute it to tribute summon. So I run 3, 2 more of the floodgates summon limit, because
nice.
a lot of people like combo decks. I'm one of them too. And summon limit just stops that, and then just 2, because depending where I just want to be able to go first or second. Set this first. And I don't care if I go second and have this still, I could just set it, and then it's for a grind game,
Yeah, for sure. And then definitely Summon Live is one of those cards that's gonna be same more play. You feel like, huh?
Yeah, because of combo decks, and if you're just only special summoning 1 or 2,
it doesn't really affect you much.
Yeah.
I see. That's a good option. This one.
2, and then I run 2 Solomon Judgment just to negate certain things that will destroy one of my spells and traps. And just have, and if not that, other monsters just to negate them and see what I just want to negate, and just 2, and that's pretty much it.
That's
you
it
guys.
for the deck.
Yeah, that's all. No extra deck. It's really
what?
cheap.
Really, no extra deck?
No extra deck. Right?
Draco players, huh?
Draco, I know. And that's it, you guys. So hopefully you guys like it. Any comments, Brian?
No, man. Anything else, dude?
No, that's it. I think that's it, you guys. This is Neo Overlay Network signing out.